A day of mourning and disbelief in the Utah hockey community as a beloved player loses her life after a climbing accident.
It happened in Moab over the weekend, but Emmalynn played hockey right here in Salt Lake during her time at East High. The special Stan Rascon, his reaction now from some of those who knew her best.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago that Emmalynn would be found right out here on the ice rink day after day. She went to East High School. This is where they would often practice. She was known as a fierce competitor there, very tough, check with the best of them there, but off the ice, a heart of gold.
She was just very solid.
Bring up the name Emmalynn Herbstritt in the Utah hockey community, and you quickly realize
you just didn't want to be playing against her.
She was a hard-hitting, fierce competitor.
Emmalynn would just lay him out. And it was like, oh no, like it's on.
But also had a very sweet side off the ice.
So she'd go from like super tough to like you could just talk to her about anything.
That's why it's so hard for former coaches and players to believe that Emmalynn is gone. Just 21 years old when her life came to an end over the weekend during a climbing accident in Moab.
She's awesome.
Eric Capps was her former coach at East High School.
I'm extremely grateful that I knew her.
And Macy Tilk,
I'm shocked. I just think it's really unfair.
Played with Emmalynn on the Lady Grizzlies team.
And I'm a goalie, and so you're supposed to protect your goalie. And so I always felt so safe around her. And then off the ice, she was just like such a sweetheart and so kind.
And Gina Capps' daughter was also one of her teammates. At one point, Emmalynn was considered one of the best female players in the state, eventually going off to play in college.
Never thought I would hear something like this about Emmalynn. I mean, Emmalynn was just that person that just was there for others. She, was always the one you could count on, and so it just doesn't seem real.
Family and friends are still trying to figure out exactly what went wrong in the climbing accident, but they say she took a job in the summer as a river guide in Moab and just loved it. A life cut way too short, but a legacy that will continue to live on.
She was a servant in her community. She was committed to her church. She's a spiritual person.
Her former team, East High School, will be taken to the ice here in about an hour, and her coach says every time she showed up here, she showed up ready to play. In Salt Lake, Dan Rascon, KSL 5 News.